We are waiting for his children because they asked us to wait for them to come. It is worth emphasizing that the deceased was probably suffering from a mental illness. Apparently, his children came to take him, but he had refused. He was not mentally stable because looking at what you saw in his house, he was living alone and fond of picking items from the roadside like cartons, empty tomato tins. In short, the house is completely full of these things.
Bref, la maison est complètement remplie.
Nonetheless, an investigation has been opened by the police in Kongsamba under the supervision of the State Council.
You're welcome back, and we now give you updates of the story of a woman who is accused to have deposited her newborn baby in a pit toilet over there in the Ngonde division of the western region of Cameroon. According to reports after interrogation, the 33-year-old mother says she had been abandoned by her husband after giving birth to 6 children with him, and upon delivery of the 7th, she decided to commit this act. Let's get details with our reporter Ngonde, who has taken a keen interest in developing this story with us.
Shock, confusion, and frustration are some words that describes the people of Gabonba in Balingu, a locality in Bafoussam chief town of the west region of Cameroon, after the discovery of a newborn baby in the toilets at around 3 a.m. on Monday, April 10, 2023. According to eyewitnesses, the cries of a baby was heard coming from a pit toilet and immediately alerted the firefighting brigade, who came and rescued the baby. The 33-year-old woman Raisa Mukwa, who was identified as the baby's mother, had 3 children prior to this one. According to reports, one of her sons says that his mother handed him a bucket and asked him to dispose of it in the pit toilets. After interrogation, the mother of 6 claims she had been abandoned with her children and did not know she was pregnant. Meanwhile, the runaway husband, who was also present at the scene, also said he did not know his spouse was pregnant. The new rescued baby is currently under intensive medical care at the Bafoussam Regional Hospital, while its mother has been arrested and held in police custody in Bafoussam following further investigation.
Thank you, Catherine Ekongwe, for that update. And now, dear viewers, still on a sad note, a 29-year-old seamstress here in Douala has been stabbed to death by a security guard around the Place Roi Belle neighborhood in the economic capital. And according to reports, investigations are ongoing to determine the reason for this attack, which has left Chantal, the said seamstress, dead. Let's get details right ahead with Fon Quinta, who now picks up on this story from here.
This is a tailoring workshop where 29-year-old Chantal was stabbed, and this workshop is the knife her killer used in squeezing life out of her. According to reports, Chantal's alleged killer, a security guard, stormed her workshop at Place Roi Belle, a neighborhood in Borneberry, Douala Falls subdivision, Sunday, April 9, 2023. Father of the deceased revealed that Chantal was stabbed 3 times, exposing her intestines, a scene described by onlookers as pathetic and fear-provoking. Sources say the suspect, who works as a security guard, attempted to escape after perpetrating the act, but unfortunately for him, motorcycle riders caught him and took him to the Gendarmerie Legion, while Chantal was rushed to the Bonasama District Hospital, where she gave up the ghost. According to Chantal's neighbors, the suspect was her lover, but law enforcement officials say he was just an admirer, yet to declare his intention. At press time, investigation has been opened to determine the cause of the attack. Meanwhile, the remains of Chantal has been deposited at the Bonasama District Hospital mortuary, pending funeral arrangement.
And from the littoral region, we take you back to the southwest region of Cameroon, straight away into Nyasoso as we visit this part of the country, which was one time a referral and renowned town in terms of development. But today we hear that Nyasoso is degrading in terms of development and other necessities. In the report coming up done for us by Jato Derrick, it says the sons and daughters of this part of the country are leaving no stone unturned in saying that they can make Nyasoso great again. Take a listen to Jato Derrick from Nyasoso.
Structure like this one kept Nyasoso on the map.
You know, Nyasoso used to be the epicenter of development in all of Bakosiland and even above. You know, Nyasoso, because it first received the white man, received the missionaries from Basel Mission. These missionaries came in with social amenities like schools, the hospital, and even the seminary. So this concentrated lots of attention. So Nyasoso was a booming city then.
And today the structure can only be proud of its age. Its glory had long departed.
But as time went by, all of this has been eroded. And Nyasoso is now a pale shadow of itself.
Now a mere monument for the younger generation to see a structure older than their grandparents' parents. But change is coming. At night, the sons and daughters of Nyasoso under the canopy Nyasoso Cultural and Development Association, Nyakuda, met at the Nyasoso Community Hall with a one-point agenda: how to make Nyasoso great again. At dawn, the resolutions of the last night meeting is practicalized.
Things are going well. As you said yesterday, I'm very happy to say that we have started the work already.
And they are starting with these: the opening of the farm to market and Interquarter Road.
We'll pass freely for go market anytime. Because now they open the street, so I'll be very happy. I'm going to maintain the road so that I may not lost.
And everyone is participating.
We are very happy because we are seeing a lot of changes in Nyasoso. So we are very, very happy.
The national president of Nyakuda, Ejake Herbert, was also captured on the field, talking to the youth. This is our heritage.
The bulldozer is here. In a couple of days, you have a grader. And after that, you get compactor.
We must build our Nyasoso.
It is our unique chance, to get our village opened up. Every single one of us, contributed towards having this equipment here. And so everybody was, excited and waiting impatiently. And so all this equipment came in yesterday. It was all joy, joy, joy. And so them starting this morning to work, it's like a dream come true.
But the economic empowerment cycle can only be complete if a Nyasoso man is given access to cash. Reason why many say the birth of this financial institution this day is timely.
With the opening of the streets, it has come a long way to galvanize economic activities of this town. Secondly, with the coming of the cooperative, many people, I'm calling upon the sons and daughters of Nyasoso to get us join hands.
Now, in an atmosphere of peace, these Nyasoso people are bringing home the much needed developmental change they had always longed to see.
Thank you, Jato Derrick, for being our eyes there and also making us discover Nyasoso and the transformation coming forth there. And in more developmental news, the viewers, let's tell you about the President General of the Nso Cultural and Development Association, Soda, who has rounded up his 2-week tour across the Nso communities in the 3 northern regions of the country. The main objective of the tour, we are told in the report coming up by Joy Ngong, that it is to take the new Nsoda's vision across these communities over there in the country. Get details right ahead.
For 2 weeks, from the 28th of March 2023, the President General of the Nso Cultural and Development Association, SODA, Sheikadze Adamu, accompanied by his second Vice President, Reverend Mrs. Fai Edith Fonoye Puze Kinge, toured the Nso community in the 3 northern regions of Cameroon. Among other objectives, the tour was principally aimed at taking the new SODA vision to the Nso community in this part of the country.
The Nso community in the north is supposed to be involved in everything we are doing as SODA, and it is so imperative that we come up, meet them, talk with them, get to know their problems, and see if we can propose solutions or collective solutions to them. Our second objective is peace-oriented. We are going out on a peace crusade, and the Nso Cultural and Development Association has a peace agenda, peace and reconciliation, so it has to be all-inclusive.
From Marua to Garua and finally in Ngaundere, the President General of SODA equally used the occasion to encourage the huge number of internally displaced persons in the various towns of the northern regions.
We brought the message of hope, the message of peace, and a message of reconciliation to the people from His Royal Majesty, the Paramount Fund of Nso, who is so concerned about the situation in the north. He is equally concerned with the numerous IGPs that have been displaced and are finding themselves under very difficult situations in the ground north.
Throughout their mission, the SODA president and his vice were received by executives of the Northwest Cultural and Development Association, the Nso Muslim community, and others from neighboring villages. As the delegation went on with their sensitization and educative tour, representatives of the various Nso communities presented their situation report to the satisfaction of the guests.
And that particular fundraising of that particular November gave us 1,017,000 francs. Added to the little we had, we were able to roof the hall.
At the end of the tour, the President General of the Nso Cultural and Development Association encouraged and highly appreciated community projects in various towns of the 3 northern regions.
That was Joy Ngong reporting. And before we draw the curtains of today's edition of Prime Flash, dear viewers, let's talk about the Canon ladies of Yaoundé who have staged a peaceful protest in Yaoundé at the headquarters of Fecafoot after they were declared general forfeiture for failing the Guinness Super League games. Get details with sports lady Magdala Eyong Bisong right ahead.
Players of the Cameroon Women's Top Flight Championship Canon of Yaoundé have staged a peaceful protest at the headquarters of the Guinness Super League management body this Monday. The historic outfit was thrown out of the championship earlier in the season after the Homologation and Disciplinary Commission of the Cameroon Football Federation Fecafoot noted their absence in more than 2 of their league games. This April 10, President Noah Soter's team assembled at the Hippodrome neighborhood to show their grievances by carrying placards with varying messages. Canon was declared general forfeiture, but they appealed the decision, and some sources say they received a positive feedback which is yet to be implemented by the Federation and the league management body. Canon's dismissal from the championship left the league with just 11 clubs, and so far, 12 rounds of matches have been played, but Canon still hopes their team will be restored to catch up. This is why the players are protesting. Away from that, Cameroon's national team captain Vincent Aboubakar has been unstoppable at Club Besiktas, firing back-to-back since he returned to the Turkish club. The 31-year-old scored a brace in Besiktas' 3-1 win against Giresunspor in matchday 28 of the Turkish Super League on Sunday. He has now scored 6 goals in 6 games plus an assist. Meanwhile, vice-captain Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, who is highest goal scorer this season for Bayern Munich, will miss their first leg UEFA Champions League clash against Manchester City tonight due to a knee injury.
And that does it for today's edition of Prime Flash, dear viewers. More of these stories will be coming up at exactly 6:30 p.m. during our primetime newscast, still today, and all the programs related to the news. I have been Dolly Ngonde for presentation. This newscast was produced by Elvis Modika. General coordination came from Faitete and supervision from Kum Lunat. Coming up at exactly 10 a.m. is a brief with Lasha Kingsley and Kentene Tape. But for now, stay blessed and have a wonderful day right ahead. Bye-bye.
Welcome to a new world of TV.